Here I am for Saturday, Swano Mick here, Saturday last weekend in May. Now I'm just out at the Witta Cemetery here, and just a couple of human interest things that I'm going to put on here. There's a very number one grave. There's a number one rock down here. It's got number one. It's the late 1800s. I just can't find it. It's down here anyhow, in amongst the stuff. But to give you an idea, the ones that it was like. The reason why I know where this is, I work for the council, so I knew what the early markings were like. Here's an early one here, and you go along. There's a few early ones, but anyhow, there's another one here. You can sort of determine the number. I think that's a 17 on that one. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to do a couple of little stories. There's another one there on a few of interesting graves. That one there that I see here. Cemetery here, if you live at, probably a lot of people don't get excited about cemeteries, but I think they're very interesting things. Another one there, another one there. So it's very well maintained here. I was just going to go up and show you my grandfather's grave. He was a Gallipoli veteran, World War I Gallipoli veteran, and he lived till he was 97 years of age. But it's now becoming, it's one of my good workmates there. There's people in this cemetery here I know a lot of people that are in here. It's pretty rare as you sort of get into your mid-50s and you can remember, oh, do I remember that person and that person there. It's all like around here. But anyhow, I'll just quickly show you my grandfather. So there he is there. I'd say that's picking up. It's George Swenson. There's his number. 790, Trooper 796. Second light horse. Passed away in 1993. Born in 1896. So yeah, that's my granddad. But I'll just quickly go over around a few of these. Nice grounds, really nice surrounds around here. Cemetery goes right back. We used to mow this, work for the council. We used to mow and brush cut and maintain this. It's now contracted out. It's actually a fairly big job. By the time you go around all the graves, it's extended a little bit more down in there. There's a lone pine tree from Gallipoli, but it's just about buggered. But council since planted a fair few more in around the area. That's a memorial to the fallen soldiers and that. So there's one here. This is actually my ex-father-in-law, Campbell Green, timber getter, dairy farmer and timber getter from here. He passed away in 1999. Yeah, it's him there, and this is his old, don't know if you can pick this up. There's his old Diamond T truck that they had from brand new, and his old D6 Dozer that I used to spend a little bit of time on. And I think I was actually in that photo that day, or I might have been taking that photo. Yeah, that's my ex-father-in-law, so he's been gone for coming up 20 years. That's his parents there. One of the real good mates here from when I was a young fella. Bradley Cork. And his brother Peter. Peter was killed in the early 80s. Car accident. Bradley passed away in 2013. Time gets away. But yeah, I'm just wandering down here. Another mate's grandparents there. One of the best mate's grandparents there, actually, Dave Rosso. Don't come out here a lot anymore, but quite surprising how many more graves there are. So, just want to do a little one of Mitchell Aboriginal. which I find the Aboriginal stories, the Aboriginal way of life in this country, I just find it extremely interesting. I work with an Aboriginal bloke, probably one of the would be probably within the top 3 or 4 nicest people I've ever worked with. James Page. He's in his mid-64. He doesn't look 64. He's in extremely good condition, but he's just an absolute brilliant bloke, and Aboriginal Islander. Mum was a Thursday Islander, and his dad is part Aboriginal, and he's got white Canadian that in him, but looks like to me he looks very much Islander. But anyhow, I've worked with a few Aboriginal lads, and I get on really well with them, and I just find this one here, story here on Mitchell. Mitchell doesn't have a last name, but died in 1919, and he has the tallest grave in this cemetery. Probably, I would say, stands about 7 foot, but that's neither here nor there. So what Mitchell wasn't of the tribe up here, is the Gubbi tribe. Now I'm not sure if what the Aboriginal tribe that he was, because I'm pretty sure the Gubbi people were a mix of a few different tribes, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyhow, I don't know if he wasn't a Gubbi tribesman, but he worked for a lot of the local farmers and original selectors, white selectors here in and around this area, and down in around Peachester, all around this Woodford area, as I understand it, the story goes. And he was working for a landholder down at Peachester, and his son's appendix burst, and Mitchell carried him from Peachester all the way, because he was gravely ill, carried him all the way to the barge that took timber through to Brisbane, so down at Strathpine I think it was, and carried him through there. And this is well, obviously he passed away in 1919, so you know, you could imagine it was probably just a bush track or whatever. Anyhow, they obviously couldn't get in there quick enough, but anyhow, he carried this young boy down with a burst appendix, and he survived, and Mitchell stayed with the young boy until he got better, and then brought him back. But Mitchell was a very highly regarded Aboriginal person, and passed away here and was buried here in 1919. As far as I know, he's the first Aboriginal to be buried in this cemetery. And just knowing the fellow that I work with, I could understand that, yes, if he's anything like the fellow I work with, he's just a bloody good bloke. But anyway, I just think that's a really interesting story. But getting back to the cemetery, yeah, here she is, and there's a lot of corks. This cork is mate up there, back over there, it's buried. It's a very well-known family name from around here. Oh, so yeah, I've got in different spots here. There's a few family relatives. Swenson's, which is my last name, and Larney's, and mum's side of Vogels. There's not any Vogels in here as far as I know. The reason I got to know a fair few of these names is when you're brush cutting around them, you get to know where everyone is. But anyhow, I just thought I'd do a quick story on that. Oh, and also, sort of when I was here brush cutting, would have been 10 to 12 years ago. This is a clear day like today. Not clouds in the sky like there is today. You look up, there's a few clouds in the sky today. There's no clouds back this particular day. And I was brush cutting around this grave here. It's another young fellow I knew that was killed in a car accident. And just brush cutting around here, just out of my vision out of the side, up to, there's Mitchell's grave over there. To the left hand side of Mitchell's grave, further back towards that taller eucalypt there. And actually probably more to the right of that eucalypt, probably to the wooden cross that you can see on the right hand side, just out in the peripheral vision. I've seen what I thought, I didn't know what it was at the time, but I don't know if people believe in ghosts, but I reckon I've seen a ghostly figure at about probably 6 foot high, just for a split second, then it disappeared. So, I'm not real sure that what it was, but like I say, it was a clear day, like looking at it today, and just for a split second I've seen it. So to this day I don't know what it was, but I always tell people when I tell them about it that I've seen a ghost out at the Witta Cemetery. Anyhow, that's enough from me. So hopefully people that watch this will enjoy it. That's it. Sweno Mick finished this little video.